Hey there, this is Jamie Plies, and it's day number 40 of my 90-day vlog challenge. I worked out today. Did you? I hope you did. I hope you did. Woo-hoo. Better have, because your body requires you to keep moving to be at its optimal peak. Now, if it's your day of rest, okay, you have a pass. But if it wasn't your day of rest, what's up, huh? What you thinking? All right, so earlier today, Larry had one of those days, okay? One of those days where everything was just not going right for him. He woke up, all of his sites have been hacked because they're hosted all on the same server. And yeah, he thought like all the years and years and years and years and years of his work was just done. And I know what you're saying, yo, doesn't that brother back up? Yes, he did. But even the backup files were corrupt. So what happens when that happens? Well, you better hope you have a backup with a backup, which in this case he did not. But that's okay, because it's not the end of the world. He was just literally going to delete everything. He was like, Jamie, it's the end of the world. And I was like, no, stop being so dramatic. It's not the end of the world. Calm down. Let me see what's going on. So I looked over what he was sent by his hosting company, and it's not the end of the world. Is it going to be a pain in the butt? Yes, it's going to be a pain in the butt. However, I can salvage the sites that he wants to salvage. See, Larry had 18 sites that most of them he does not utilize anymore. They're just sitting there collecting dust. How many people can relate to that? You know, having a bunch of domains, they're not really using any, but a few of them. Anyways, point being, for a long time, he's needed to clean house, and he's been avoiding it and avoiding it and avoiding it and avoiding it. Kind of like I've been avoiding cleaning my inbox 100%, which I'm actually in the process of working on, because the lesson of the day was, when you procrastinate long enough, God will make whatever it is that you've been avoiding happen. It always happens. And usually when it happens, it's in a dramatic format, in a way that is a lot more tough to deal with than if you just would have dealt with it yourself. So I'm going to take a lesson from Larry's day, and I'm going to take care of that. So his sites will be up soon. We're working on that, and all is not lost. However, when things get done, his server is going to run even faster because he's going to have all the junk that didn't need to be there gone. All right, so while I'm helping Larry do this and deleting files and all that good stuff, all I can do is delete one directory at a time and wait for that to go through its process. I decided to use my time wisely and do some more reading, and Better Than Good by Zig Ziglar. Obviously, that means I did not finish my original goal of being able to read it in about 2.5 days, but I'm okay with that. You want to know why? Because the point of setting goals and pushing yourself is to see what you can achieve. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to meet that specific date, but you eventually will get to that goal because you're going to keep going and you're not going to give up. You might actually meet the goal beforehand. You might meet it on that exact date that you had set, or it might be after that. The point of setting goals is to keep you going forward and keep you in momentum, in a positive momentum. So if you don't accomplish a goal on a specific date, don't freak out about it. Keep going until you accomplish that goal. And if you've accomplished your goals, give yourself a good pat on the back, okay? It doesn't matter if it happens on the exact day. The fact is, the good stuff is that you actually accomplished that goal. So I want to read to you some of the stuff that's in here that I was reading today. And the first thing I want to do is this quote from Frank Outlaw. It says, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. So what can we gather from that? What's the gist? Your thoughts become things. Your thoughts will eventually become your destiny. So it's very crucial that you do what? Put good stuff into your thoughts, into your mind, so that good stuff comes out. So one of the other things I want to share with you, let's see, is there's a lot of good stuff in here. Lots and lots of good stuff. So one of the things, obviously, is you want to work harder to fill your minds with profound words. One of the things that's in the scriptures, Philippians 4:8, it says, we ought to dwell on, think, and meditate on things that are true, honorable, right, pure, lovely, and good repute, excellent, and worthy of praise. And the reason, like I said, is your mind is kind of like, well, it's not kind of like, it's like garbage disposal, or like a pig. Whatever you give it, it's going to eat. Okay, whatever you throw into the garbage disposal, it's gonna take. Whatever you throw into the garbage bin, it's gonna take. So you have to be diligent on deciding what you're going to put in there. Are you going to put it good or are you going to put it bad? It's like your body. Your body's going to accept good and bad. But what are the repercussions of putting more bad in than putting more good? Same thing with your mind. If you put in more bad than you put in good, well, what's going to happen? Boom, you're going to create your destiny. It's not going to be as good as it could be. It's not going to be as fruitful as it could be. Zig says the mind is always hungry and will take in whatever you give it, just like I was talking about. We just need to give it the fare, as in the food God intended for it to live on, which is what? The good stuff, the good things. One thing he said was it was virtually impossible for him to inspire other people to fill their minds with positive, honorable, and successful thinking if he wasn't doing the same thing himself. Think about that. How can you expect to inspire other people, or whatever field you're in, whatever it is that your passion is, how can you inspire other people in whatever that passion is, whatever that field is, if you're putting garbage into your mind? What type of people would you attract? What type of business, would your business flourish? Probably not. Or if it did, it wouldn't flourish as much as it could if you did things the right way. So he's continually moving toward a higher self, meaning he's continually improving himself, continually working on himself. I always like to say there is always room for improvement because no one's perfect. No matter how much self-development you do, no matter how spiritual you are still human at the end of the day, and you are not going to be able to be perfect, meaning there's going to be times that you make mistakes, but it's what you do with those mistakes that matters. Are you going to learn from them, or are you just going to keep repeating them? When trials and tribulations come your way, are you going to face them with a can-do attitude? Or are you going to say, okay, what is it that I can accomplish from this? Can I learn from this? How can I overcome this? Or are you just going to be defeated from the get-go? Like my buddy Larry. Today, he was just like, Psh, I'm done. Cutting it, boom, boom, just delete everything, whatever. And then, you know what? If he would have deleted everything, it would have haunted him. Not just tomorrow, not just weeks from now, not just from months from now, probably years from now. It would still haunt him that he gave up on all that hard work that he had put into those sites because he decided that it just wasn't worth it and just wanted to delete everything. It would have haunted him for years. Imagine what that would have done to him and his self-confidence and just his success in general. Like, imagine what that would have done to him. It would have been detrimental, to say the very least. So thankfully, I was here to say, whoa, don't jump off the bridge. It's okay. Let's work on this and let's go on. So you need to continually improve yourself so you can help other people, so you can inspire other people. One of the other things that he said that I want to share with you is you cannot dump garbage into a well and expect the water to be good. Think about that. Visually imagine you got a well, the water is really pristine, it's good, and now you're dumping garbage in it. Are you going to expect the next time when you go to get some water from that well that it's going to be good? No, there's no way it's going to be good. You cannot feed the mind on demoralizing filth and expect your life to be good, clean, pure, powerful, and motivated. Think about that. If you're watching the news constantly, or like CNN, I call that constant negative news. If you're watching stuff like that and you're reading things in the newspaper, and you're watching garbage on TV, and you're listening to garbage, via videos or movies or TV or the radio, if the stuff that you're not putting in your mind doesn't somehow teach you something of value, doesn't uplift your spirit, doesn't provide you with something positive, then you are feeding yourself garbage on a regular basis. Now, your mind is a lot like your body. It'll take that garbage. It'll take a lot of garbage before it decides to break, okay? But here's the thing, think about this. If you were eating a bunch of bad stuff, right? Because I do believe that there's moderation in pretty much everything. There's moderation in pretty much everything. But think of it this way. When you're talking about your body or your mind. So let's use the example of your body. So let's say you're eating a bunch of garbage, right? Lots and lots of garbage, right? And then you're only eating a little bit of good stuff. Well, the bad stuff outweighs the good stuff, so it's almost like you didn't even eat the good stuff. It doesn't count because it's not helping. It's not positively affecting anything because you're eating too much bad stuff. Now let's even the scales. Let's say you're putting in just as much good stuff as you are bad stuff. Well, then what happens? It's almost like they negate each other, right? Like It's not a positive effect. It's not really negative. You're just kind of there. You know, it's not helping you, but yet it's not making you worse. Like you're just kind of in this stale environment. Now, what happens when you have only a little bit of bad stuff, right? And you have lots more good stuff. Well, all this good stuff is going to negate the bad stuff. It's going to take care of that. And let alone if you put only good stuff in, then you're doing really good. So your mind is the same way. If you have more bad stuff than you have the good stuff, then guess what's going to come out of your mouth and in your thoughts and in your destiny and your reality? Garbage, 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 okay? If you have it even, well, you're going to get kind of like a little bit of both. You're getting mixed results. But if you put way more good stuff in than the bad stuff doesn't have a chance. It might seep in a little bit here and there, but it's going to get pretty much annihilated right away because you're going to become a better self-corrector and you're not going to put up with the garbage anymore. And eventually that garbage is going to sicken you and you're just going to throw it away. You're not going to want anything to do with it. So it's imperative that you decide to put good stuff in. I used to be a part of this group that did a 30-day mental cleanse where we challenged you for 30 days to not watch anything negative, not listen to anything negative, and not read anything negative. A lot of people had a hard time doing it, but most people got on board. And they read a book called Think and Grow Rich. I'll actually put a link down below. It's an amazing book. I've read it multiple times. It's one of those books, kind of like the scriptures, that you just, no matter how many times you read it, it's not enough. As you grow and as you learn, you're going to keep understanding more and more and more of that. And it'll just help you every single time you go back and read it. It's like a new revelation every single time. It's amazing. And I would do this over and over, this 30-day cleanse, and it really helped my life a whole lot. But it's like anything else. It's like exercise. It's like eating healthy. If you go on a mental cleanse, or start eating really well, or start exercising a lot, but then all of a sudden you stop and you go back to your old ways, well, then you're going to get the same results, your old ways, all over again. So no matter whether we're talking about your health, we're talking about your mindset, your spirituality, all these things you need to be consistent on. You have to decide to put more good in and leave the bad away. And you have to be consistent in that to get the maximum benefits. You have to decide, what do you want out of your life? Do you want the best life possible? Because if it is, then you need to do your own mental cleanse. Personally, for me, I'm going on a 90-day mental cleanse. I was doing really, really good. I'm going to be honest with you and be straightforward. I was doing really amazing, not letting hardly anything bad into my life, listening to positive, uplifting music, and so on and so forth. And then I started slacking over the summer. Actually, I think it was like springtime-ish that this started happening. And I will tell you, I've been depressed more. I've dealt with a lot of not so fun things and just more drama, it seems, in general. And just overall, my spirit has not been as lifted and happy as it could be. And I feel the effects of the stress. It's taking a toll on my health and my sleeping and you name it. So for me, it's not worth it to allow these things in to be halfway or anything. Like if you decide to let a little bit in, okay, but there better be a ton more good stuff in your life to compensate for that little tiny bit that you let in. And it's better to just do away with it all and just be 100%. No one's perfect, like I said. So if you slip up, don't beat yourself up. Get back and get going. I'm taking a 90-day mental cleanse. Are you with me? Comment below. I don't know if you've ever done anything like this before. If you're already, doing a mental cleanse or whatever, if you've never heard of one, just comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you got out of this. Until then, have a better than good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.